Three reasons your best leads are going cold in your business and the exact AI system you can actually input into your operation after this video to fix that problem from happening. So you click this video because your leads in your business are going cold and you have people like human staff in your business right now on payroll to stop that, and yet it's still happening where you're constantly getting on calls with people who are just not interested in your service or offer, or you're missing leads coming in from ads, content on your website because your team is taking too long to actually reply to these leads. Now, this video is actually going to cover the three biggest underrated reasons that keeps occurring in your business, and it's also going to show you the exact AI system you can actually plug into your current operations to stop qualified leads from going cold. Now, for quick context, if you're new to the channel, we are the Lobo Brothers. Our agency name is called LVLA Automations. And for the last 2 years, we worked with businesses from software development to real estate agents to scale the operations with custom AI systems and tools. Now, one of our clients was actually in the law market industry, and they had about 5 people on their payroll, paying them in total about 12,500 per month in staff cost. The whole job of these 5 people were to track inbound leads coming in from websites and Instagram DMs and respond quickly to those leads to qualify them for a meeting and to actually qualify them for the offer. Now, despite having all those people in their payroll and having all those things in place, inbound leads still ran cold and therefore leaving money on the table. So in this video, I'm actually going to show you exactly what we found in the operations and what we built exactly to solve and bridge that gap between losing money when a lead comes in and inquires about your service or offer. But first, you need to understand the three reasons why it was happening to begin with in the operations, because without that, the AI system we're actually going to show you at the end of this video won't make any sense. Reason number one is called the response window. Now, let's look at a real stat. A lead contacted within 5 minutes converts at roughly 21 times the rate of a lead contacted after 30 minutes. Now, most service businesses respond in hours. Sometimes they reply to the same day, sometimes they reply next morning. And here's exactly why. Responding to a lead requires a human to do at least 4 things in the exact sequence which I'm going to mention. Number one, they need to actually see the lead coming in the CRM. Number two, they need to decide if it actually looks real, the information is accurate. Number three, they need to find the right moment to actually get back to that lead. Number four, they need to actively reach out to the lead. 4 steps, 4 points where the process breaks down before anyone even picks up the phone. Now, a real scenario is where a lead comes in at 2:47 p.m. on a Tuesday. The person responsible is on another call doing another task. They wrap up the call with the other person, the other customer at say 4 p.m. Now, when they do get to see the lead, they get to it at like say 4:15 p.m. They send a message, no reply from the lead. The lead didn't go cold because like nobody cared. It went cold because the process depends on a human being available at exactly the right moment for when a lead actually came in. And as you already know, human staff aren't, because they're always occupied with some other things and some other priorities. So let's take the example of the lawyer. 5 people on payroll, leads coming in through websites, referral ads. The team was getting to them, just not fast enough at the exact moment for when a lead is actually looking for the information. So by the time anyone reached out, the prospect had already spoken to someone else, perhaps a competitor, not because now the service was wrong, but because these competitors actually picked up the phone faster than your business did. So speed at the first touch point is not a motivation problem. Managing people harder does not solve it, but having the right system in place will actually help you get to a faster lead response time. So the only way to guarantee a response within seconds every single time a lead actually comes in is to remove the human from the first touch point entirely. So a system that actually responds the moment the lead comes in, not when someone is free, not when they actually remember to check the CRM, but immediately at the first point of contact. Whether it's 9 a.m. on a Monday or 11 p.m. on a Sunday, even during the off days, leads are making the decision about who to trust in that first 10 minutes, and most business owners aren't even in the conversation yet. So that's the first gap. That's the first thing that you actually need to fix: speed at the entry point for when a lead actually comes in. Because fixing speed alone doesn't fix the entire problem, because even when the team responds fast, the second reason is still quietly killing deals softly. Reason number two is called the qualification gap. Here's what actually happens when a lead lands in most service businesses. The freeloader and the perfect fit client arrive in exactly the same inbox, same responses, same amount of your team's time, treated exactly the same way. Now, without a qualification layer in place, every lead looks identical when it arrives. So you can't really differentiate a freeloader from an actual person who's interested in your service or offer. So your team is not going to be bad at sales. They are literally spending their energy and time on conversations that were never going to close to begin with. So in the lawyer's case, the lawyer's sales team were getting on calls with people who had no case, no budget, no urgency, tied up in those conversations instead of the ones that actually mattered the most towards closing the deal. Because every hour a closer spends on the wrong lead is an hour they actually are not spending on the right one. Now, the cost is not just the bad call, it's the good call that never happened because the time was already gone giving it to a bad lead, an unqualified lead. Now, most businesses try to fix this by training their salespeople to qualify better on the call, and that's already too late. Qualification needs to happen before the human conversation even starts, not during the actual sales process. Now, qualification system asks the right questions the moment a lead responds. So this is building up from the speed to lead response from point number one. You ask for the budget, timeline, specific need, who makes the decision. So you get all the questions that would disqualify them for your offer or service in the conversation before the actual sales call in the first place. Now, based on the answers, the lead gets sorted into three criteria. Either they're the right fit, where they escalated immediately, call, bug, team notified. If they're the wrong fit, they go into nurture sequence, they're not ignored, they handle it automatically. So I'm actually going to show you what this looks like when we're actually showing the AI automation. And finally, if there's no response from the lead, they get a follow-up on schedule without anyone actually micromanaging the entire process. Again, you're going to see how this looks like in live later on in this video. So by the time a human actually gets involved in the process, in the actual conversation, the conversation is already worth having with the qualified lead. You know whether they're qualified, they're just a time waster, or they're completely disqualified from your service. Now, those first two reasons are completely fixable, but the third reason that we're going to talk about right now is the one that almost no business I've seen to this date address even in the first place. It's the reason deals go cold even when speed and qualifications are working. Reason number 3 is called the follow up, fall off. Now, here's a number that actually most business owners find quite uncomfortable to hear. Only 2% of people buy on your very first contact. That means the business is making 5 or more contacts win the majority of the deals, which is no question there. Now, the top performers and competitors in your area aren't smarter, cheaper, or just better at sales overall. They're just still showing up when everyone else has stopped showing up to that specific lead who expressed interest in your service or offer. Now, most businesses stop after 1 or 2 attempts. And not because the follow-up doesn't matter or not because they don't know that it matters, but because doing it manually means 3 things have to happen almost simultaneously. 1, someone has to actually remember to do the follow-up. 2, they actually have to find the time to do the follow-up. And finally, they have to not feel awkward enough about reaching out again and again to, to a lead through cold calling or cold emailing. So all 3 of those things fail in a business constantly, predictably, and expensively, which is why you lose a lead. Now, think about the leads that went quiet in your business at least about, say, 3 weeks ago. Some of them were not interested in the first place, but some of them were actually sitting on the fence waiting for that slight nudge to actually tip them off. Now, whoever showed up next in your competition, in your industry, won that deal. So a follow-up system removes the human dependency from this entire process entirely. Day 1, there's immediate response. So that's point number 1, speed to lead. Day 3, there's first follow-up. So that's contextual, connected to what was actually said in the form, not a generic like just checking in. And day 7, there's a second follow-up to actually see where they're actually standing. So the lead that actually went quiet gets a message, say 7 days later, one of those messages gets a reply, the deal is back in play. Now, without anyone having to actually remember to send it, without it depending on whether someone actually had a busy week, consistent where every lead is responded to, followed up with every single time without being micromanaged by a human staff member. Now, every lead that stops hearing from you after one contact is a deal that already raised its hand and gets abandoned. And you don't want that because that's money being left on the table. So the money is not in the new leads. It's in the ones that already showed interest and never heard back from your business. Because again, I said they need that slight nudge sometimes to know that you're the right fit to actually solve their pain problem. So in summary, so far, we talked about the 3 gaps: speed, which is the response window from when a lead actually fills out a form and comes in from ads, content, or websites. Number 2 is qualification, where the gap is to qualify the lead before the actual sales conversation on the call. And finally, the most underrated of them all, the follow-up, fall-off, where the abandonment after the first contact is created and the lead never gets that, slight tip to nudge them off to take that leap and take the next step. Now, here's the exact system that actually covers all these 3 points. I'm going to show you the live AI system that we input for one of our clients. My brother is going to walk you through the system because he's the AI automation expert. So let's take a look at the AI system.
Now, let's get into the backend of how to build the lead qualification. The backend is triggered on Anyden, and it's also triggered by when someone fills out a form, the responses get saved into the Google Sheet. In this case, the responses saved would be a timestamp, the name, email address, phone number, services interested, budget range, preferred contact, project timeline, and any additional comments. The status will be controlled by Anyden. I'll show you that later. Now, let's go back to Anyden, and we're going to start with a Google Sheet trigger. You can just go right here, type in Google Sheet, and we're going to do right here, and we're going to do when a row is added, on row added. And you're going to go ahead, connect your Google Sheet account. You can do that on the Google Cloud Console. It's really straightforward. You're going to find your list. Mine is named lead form responses, exactly. And it's a sheet one, and that's a sheet one. And now anytime a new column is filled, a new row is filled, it's going to get updated right here. We're going to have a wait function because just in case you get like 5 responses or 50 responses at the same time, we don't want all of that getting flooded. So I just kept like a wait 2 seconds. You can actually, I'm going to change that to 5 seconds. That's good enough. You can make it wait longer, that's up to you. And the next is we're going to use ChatGPT to send out the email, or basically to help us write the email. You're going to go ahead and connect your ChatGPT model. To get this model, or to get this node, you're going to go ahead to the right, search in AI, and open AI, and it's going to be messenger model. Click right here. Again, connect that, leave this as text, messenger model. You can choose any from the list. 4 is kind of perfect for this, so we can leave it as that. You got to make the role a system prompt, simplify the output. You don't have to worry about copying this prompt. You're going to have access to this, so you can just read with me. Basically, this is a lead nurturing assistant. Your job is to write an email to any of the new leads and make sure your email is friendly and always sign off in a professional way. This is the list, the name, the JSON name from the Google Sheet, the email, service interested, budget range, preferred contact. These are all the important columns. And then your email should be very professional based on what they entered in the form. You should also output in 3 fields separately. One, the email subject called subject, one of the email, the body, and another tag. The field must always have a subject, body, and a tag, or the automation will break. And then here we go. Subject should always start with ABC Corp. Then a brief description of the email. It's made in such a manner that it's going to write the email in any format you like. I like with a little bit of heading, a body, and a conclusion. So that's how I prompted it. If you write your emails any other way, that's totally up to you. You can jump in and make some changes. And it's decided by the tag based on high value lead, a medium value lead, and a low value lead. And I gave a description of what each means. And once again, don't worry about the prompt, you'll have it. And the last is 2 more nodes, which send a message. Again, connect to Gmail account, leave it as a message, leave it as send to the email address, it's going to have the subject, which is going to given from the GPT. The email is obviously a text, and that's our body. We're going to turn the anything attributions off. This is just in case, or actually it does happen that whenever you send an email with anything, it's going to say send with anything, and we don't want that to happen, so that's going to be turned off. And the next is it's going to update a row. So as soon as the lead comes in, email is sent, the name gets triggered, and the next is the name was contacted by email on this date. So it's going to format it as today is May 26, 2026 at the correct time. That's 10:29, and the team has been notified. Now you can go ahead and update it and add another step, and you can go ahead Slack, for instance. Like if your entire team works on Slack, then the automation can also send you a notification that someone sent an email out. Or if you even use Go High Level, so you would search up High Level, and it will update your contact list. So you will notice that this automation is very small and it's very straightforward, but these are always the most powerful ones.
Okay, so now that you saw the live system from my brother's walkthrough of the AI automation in action, here's exactly what it looks like from the business owner's perspective. Before the actual AI system is input into your business, a lead comes in, someone sees it when they're free, responds when they get a movement, follows up once, maybe twice, no reply, they move on. And after you actually input the AI appointment setting system, when a lead comes in, the system responds within like 60 seconds, asks the right question, sorts by fit, qualifies lead, lands in the calendar in your CRM immediately automatically. Second, before inputting the AI system we just talked about and showed on the screen, there's always something more urgent from a human staff member. The owner has to jump in to chase things himself. Nobody has clear visibility on where leads actually are. And you end up spending, say, $12,500 per month in staff cost, and you're still leaving money on the table. Deals are still leaking, leads are still going cold. After inputting the AI system we just talked about, team member gets notified immediately if the qualified lead is actually booked in the calendar. Lead shows up in the CRM ready for real conversations. If they're not the right fit yet, they're put into a nurture sequence automatically. If there's no response from the lead, a follow-up sequence is triggered, goes out on day 3 and then again on day 7, and you can set up more follow-ups if need be. Now the owner can see every lead in the CRM, every status, every outcome as he showed in the demo without being in every single conversation. Now the team didn't change, the people didn't change, the staff didn't change, the process however changed. The strategy and adoption in your operations became more efficient, more productive and more streamlined, and the process was actually what was broken to begin with. Okay, so most business owners dealing with this problem we talked about in this video are fixing the wrong thing entirely. The wrong thing is the people. The right thing is the 3 gaps in the process between the people. That's speed, qualification, and the follow-up fall-off. This AI system which we talked about in this video closes all the 3 gaps. It's taking a real business from leaking leads to a booked calendar with the same team, serving the same market, doing the exact same work. Now, if you want to know exactly where AI fits inside your specific business operation, the link is in the description for more details. We look at your current process, find where there are gaps in your operations, and show you exactly where AI comes in. We're actually going to give your business its own custom tools, AI systems, and an AI brain built around how you already operate, so nothing is changing in your workflow. If you want to know how our team can actually support your goals in finding the right AI tool and system for your specific business, click the link. We'll map it out together. Link is in the description below. See you guys in next time's video. Cheers.